What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are all doing great. Welcome back to our video tutorial series. So we are at the final settings before we test our AI chatbot. In this video, we're going to build something called a function. Now, you might be asking, what in the world is a function? So a function plays two major roles whenever you're building AI chatbot on the Chatbot Builder platform. The first thing it does is it creates a cool user experience for the user. All right. So for example, let's say if the user is booking an appointment and provides their first name and last name and email and phone number, it gets to the point where the user has to select date and time, right? So something is going to pop up like a button that will prompt the user to click to select date and time. You will not see this until we are actually testing it, and then you can understand what I mean about the cool user experience. Okay, so the next thing that a function does is whenever the user provides that information, the function captures the user's information and stores it in the custom field section inside of Chatbot Builder account. Okay, so a custom field is like a storage place for each lead, right? And then it will save, if the lead provides the name, it will save it in the custom field for name. If it provides phone number, it will save it in the custom field for phone number. So it's sort of like a little storage room that saves data for each lead. All right. So in this video, we're gonna build a function that will help our AI prompt to book appointments. All right. So follow along with me, and we're gonna get this done. To do it, we're gonna go over to where it says settings, click on settings, and then we want to go over to integrations, and then over here where it says open AI, go ahead and click right there. And then we want to go over to where it says functions, and then click manage right here. And then you can see that there is one that has already been built, but that's not for what we want our function to do. Okay, this one says connect user to human. So that's the purpose of this function. All right, but that's not what we want. So we want to build our own. We want to click add, and then over here we want to give it a name. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep it simple. I'm going to say book underscore appointment. Okay. Now, before we proceed, some people like to build their AI chatbots, without using functions, and it somehow works for them. That's cool. Okay. But I just think it's better to use functions. All right. Functions are more dependable in capturing accurate data. All right, I've tested it out and I find out that it's cool, it's better to use functions. All right, so I recommend you follow along with me. If you don't want to use functions, that's up to you. But I recommend you follow along with me and build functions for your AI chatbot. Okay, so we've named our function here book underscore appointment. And then here is just a short little instructions we're going to give to this function, and we're going to make sure that whatever we say over here is in agreement to the instructions that we provided in the prompt, the master prompt that we built. Remember that prompt? So over here, we're going to say something like allows the user to book and complete an appointment by collecting date and time after the user has provided first name, last name, email, and phone number. Okay, so here we added a short little prompt to instruct this function as to why we're creating this function. Okay, what is the purpose of this function? Here it says allows the user to book and complete an appointment by collecting date and time after the user has provided first name, last name, email, and phone number. Now, if you look at this and you compare it to our master prompt, you can see that there is an agreement in terms of the sequence, right? Remember in the master prompt, we asked for first name, last name, email, and phone number, right? You can see that first name, last name, email, and phone number. Guys, it's very important that we don't cause any contradiction. Okay, so anytime you're writing a prompt here like this, it needs to match with your master prompt. When there is less confusion or no confusion, it makes it easy for AI to understand and to carry out the task much better, okay, and eliminates the chances of your bot not working properly. Okay, so let's follow that sequence. Some of you might want to ask, extra questions when booking an appointment. I don't think it's advisable. Okay, you want to make sure you keep the questioning to a minimum level as much as possible. You can grab their name, grab their email and phone number, and if you have any other questions when they come to the dealership or when you're with them during the appointment, you can ask them those questions. So we want to keep it short. The next part here is it says what data to collect. I'm going to go ahead and click right here. This is where we're going to map the data we get from the bot to the custom fields where we want that data stored. Okay, so the first thing we want to do now, bear in mind, there's a custom field that stores full name. We want that custom field populated. So instead of starting with first name, I'm going to start off with user's full name. Okay, just follow along with me and you will get the same good results that I get. Okay. The reason why I'm starting with user's full name is I just want that custom field in the chatbot builder section for full name to be populated. Okay. After this, I'm going to go to the next mapping that will ask for first name. So I'm going to go right here and look for full name, and I know that one will be populated. We're going to map the user's first name, okay? Because we're going to need the first name and the last name in order to have the full name custom field populated. So the next one is going to be user's first underscore name. All right. Now remember, guys, just follow my lead and type exactly what I'm typing in here and do exactly what I'm doing, and you will get the good results at the end. Okay. So we're gonna look for first name over here. It's right over here, and then we also need the user's last name. So users underscore last underscore name, and then I'm going to map it with the custom field last name. Okay, and then we're going to continue to follow that protocol. All right, the next one should be what? Email, right? Okay, now remember, now that we have first name and last name, we know that even if we don't ask for the user's full name, that custom field section in our chatbot builder account will be populated. We want that. Okay, that's why I started off with full name. But again, I'm right back to the same sequence here where it starts off with the first name, last name. The next one right here is email. Okay, so I'm going to put in there users underscore email. All right, and then I'm going to map it with the email custom field right there. And then I want the users underscore phone underscore number. All right, and then we want to map that with phone number right here. Okay, so guys, again, not to sound repetitive, we started off by full name because we want the full name custom field populated, but we came right back here to follow this sequence of first name. Right here we mapped it with the first name custom field. Last name, we've mapped it with last name custom field. Email, we mapped it with email custom field, and phone number is mapped with phone number custom field. So you can see the match right here, and this also is in sync with what we ask here in our master prompt. Remember the master prompt we built earlier? It's also in sync here. All right, so the next thing right here, it says what flow is triggered. Okay, so why is it asking that? Whenever the user provides this information, okay, immediately a button will pop up. Remember when I told you that a button will pop up for them to enter date and time? So instead of asking them for date and time here, we did not do that because we've already set up a flow to capture the date and time, right? So we got to select that flow we created. Remember that flow we created for date and time? And we could see right here, choose date and time button. So we want to select that, all right? And then over here, we don't have to put anything here. It says optional over here. So I'm just going to leave this part blank, and I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. But right now, we have created our function. Okay, now the very last thing we need to do before we test our bot, we're not going to test our bot in this video, but this is very important. We got to go over to settings, and then we want to go back to integrations, and we want to go over to API, and then we want to click right here. Okay, take note of that. We want to click where it says edit. Okay, and then you could just delete the stuff in here. We really don't need this. All right, I recommend you just delete it. But let's go over to prompt, and then we want to click right here, the very first box right here, and then we want to select the prompt we created. Remember that prompt template? Okay, and then where it says functions, you want to select book appointment function. All right, that's the one we just worked on. And then click on more options. For model, we just want to keep it at 3.5. That's the only one I see over here. Keep the model for this for 3.5 turbo 16K for now. And then for temperature, we want to reduce that from 0.50 to about 0. Keep it to maybe 0.20. All right, so what is temperature? The higher the temperature, the more likely the bot will not follow your prompt instructions. Okay, so when you have temperature, let's say somewhere around 0.80, then you are giving the bot too much freedom to be creative. Okay, the bot will not follow and adhere strictly to your prompt instructions. We don't want that. Okay, so we want to keep the temperature low to somewhere around 0.15 or 0.20 is okay. That way the bot will follow and adhere to the instructions we've given it in the prompt that we set up. Okay, maximum tokens, you could just clear this part. Chatbotbuilder takes care of all of that, so we don't have to worry. And then we want to click continue. Okay, now we should be ready to test our chatbot. All right, guys, so in the next video, we're going to be finally testing our chatbots to see how cool everything works together and talks together to give the user a nice user experience. All right, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.